welcome to another episode of the Shredding Skeptic. Today we're taking a look at running with rifles. This is an indie game that's come out recently as a full 1.0 release, and this game really takes me back to some of the artistic styles of 13, if anyone remembers that game, where everything sort of feels like a graphic novel. This is a top-down shooter, and it works perfectly with Eyefinity, as we will see in some upcoming clips here. So we're going to join a public game here. You just throw in a quick username and password, and you are off to the races. So this is a multiplayer game I joined up, and it is kind of difficult to tell who's a bot and who's a player. And some of the clipping was a little bit annoying, as we'll see as I struggle to stay at top of this tower here. So I imagine the people that are playing on a single screen are going to see something like what you're seeing now, but what we're looking at today is going to be the triple-wide Eyefinity version. So as we can see, in this game, having 3 monitors may give one a decided advantage in at least seeing what's going on to the left and right of the battlefield. Unfortunately, some of these rifles, at least the ones earlier on that I've been able to unlock, are not the most accurate out at those ranges, and even if you happen to score a hit, it doesn't appear to do a whole lot of damage. So I'm hoping once I unlock maybe the M14 or maybe one of the sniper rifles, I might be able to start taking a little bit more advantage of that distance. Now, the shooting mechanic is pretty much based on line of sight, as they tend to be, but in this game, it can be somewhat difficult to see all the way down there. So what tends to happen is if your shot is going to be obstructed, you're going to get that gray line between you and the target. And if you got a clear shot, you may be able to see this. There is a small crosshair that will pop up right in front of your target, and if it turns green, you got a shot, and if it turns red, not so much. So here's me trying to take a few pot shots at some of these guys off in the distance, and as you can see from the width of that crosshair, I'm not really being too successful there. So yeah, you might be able to whittle them down or maybe lay down some covering fire, but in terms of doing a whole lot of damage with this technique, I'm probably going to have to wait to accumulate a little bit more XP. The way the inventory system works in this game is based on both XP and what they call RP, which I believe stands for rifle points. And these are things that can be spent on airstrikes, weapons upgrades, things of the like. So on the top screen here, we're just going to take a quick look at a different map and a small perusing of that inventory system. So as you can see here, a lot of the better weapons are locked, and I imagine the longer you play, the more of these will become accessible. The player also has access to a number of deployable items, including turrets and cover, which I'm sure will come in handy in the thick of it. So if running with rifles seems like your cup of tea, it is available on Steam right now for a very reasonable price. So I hope to see you on the battlefield, ladies and gentlemen.